Dear viewers and dear friends, as you can see, we're in Croatia once again. The purpose of this travel this time would be to visit Split, Hvar and Montenegro.
Finally we reached Split and we have 4 hours to the ferry. So we parked the car and we are going to explore Split. Let's go!
Split is one of the major towns in Croatia. It is the main jumping off point for exploring Dalmatia region and is a major seaport to take ferries to surrounding islands. This time we came to Split only for 3 hours because we needed to take the car ferry to Hvar. Split is famous for its historic old town and it's being a filming location for Game of Thrones.
By the way, there are a lot of concerts here in the evenings in the Croatian Palace outside. That's a tip.
We decided to get a view of Split from above, and to do that we climbed the Marian Hill. From up there you can enjoy the nature, greenery and stunning views. So I'm gonna have a black risotto with cuttlefish ink and pieces of cuttlefish, you know? It's pretty black, I would say. So let's try it. I think it's pretty good stuff. It's very good stuff. So we're about to board the ferry to Stari Grad and swim for 2 hours. Hopefully it's gonna go good.
So here we are on a ferry to Hvar. We left the car down there and 2 hours are waiting. Good morning from Hvar. This morning we are going to explore Pokonji Dol beach and we will show you the other nice beaches of Hvar Island. And here it is. We finally reached it.
Alright, so where are we hiking now to?
We are going to Plaza Dubovica. Will you come to here? So we catched a taxi boat and now we are going to Jerolim Island in Pakleni Island. Pakleni Islands are a chain of rocky archipelago just off the coast of Hvar. It offers breathtaking beaches and amazing beach clubs. So welcome to Pakleni Islands. First one, Jerolim. Let's go explore.
So, do you want to go to the nudist beach?
Yeah, we came to a nudist beach.
Without knowing that it's a nudist beach.
So here we'll have our tasting.
Yes.
Island Hvar has a really long tradition of producing wine. All that started 364 year BC when the old Greeks came to the island Hvar. So originally they harvest the first, not just vineyard, but also the lavender, olives and all other agricultural. First one you will try, it's called Bogdanusha. Vintage is 2021, so it's a fresh and a clean wine. Grape is also called Bogdanusha, and when you translate it, that means a gift from the God, because it's our oldest local variety.
I'm curious to try. I wanted to try that Bogdanusha.
Yeah. Oh my god, actually quite good.
Very refreshing, very good for hot summer day.
Which is called Darnekusha, and Darnekusha is special because it grows only on the top of the island Hvar, so that means more than 500 meters above the sea. It's called Faros Rosa. Faros is the old name for the island Hvar, and it's also a name for our wines, premium wines produced from a red grape. And rosa on Croatian means pink, and it was also the name of my grandmother who established it.
Go ahead. Try first.
So Faros Rosa.
Yes. Also, what's important for our winery, that our wines you cannot find in retail. So we are only selling through Horeca. That means hotels, restaurants and coffee bars, or some specialized gastro shop as indigenous variety from the island Hvar. When you translate the name, that means a little blue, because the grape is really similar to the blueberry. It's not just indigenous for the island Hvar, but also the Dalmatia. This is the part of Croatia which is near the coast. 2018, sorry, and the 13.5. You smell it.
I did that.
Then you swirl it.
That I didn't.
Then you smell again.
Because
That's the procedure how the air is coming inside. Then you smell it again. Then you look with some white. But the color is not so important. Then you taste it. First zip needs to be very small, just to wash your mouth.
Yeah.
And then the second zip, it's bigger. That's how you try.
Okay. From Adriatic Sea. I did not know that there are sharks in Adriatic Sea, but we're gonna try one of them. It has a taste of a fish.
Duh. Going to the village of Velo Grablje right now, on these narrow passages. But it's very pristine and authentic nature of Hvar, so I'm excited. First, we're gonna pass through Malo Grablje, which is an abandoned ghost village from 16th century, and it was abandoned because of the wine disease. So this is the abandoned town of Malo Grablje.
In 16th century.
We arrived here to Velo Grablje, the village where the story of Lavender started 80 years ago. Lavender saved the locals from the poverty. However, this time we weren't lucky to see the lavender because the season has already passed. On our way back to Croatia mainland, we decided to stop over by Radojkovic olive oil manufactory to have an olive oil tasting tour and to get the flavors of what this island is famous for. years old.
400 years old.
Tasty. Three sorts in one. This sauce 60% olive, this 20, one more big sauce, Dužica 20%. No so bitter, you don't taste spoons.
Yeah, sure, to smell. So it must be bitter?
Not so much, and bitter, yeah, not so much. Bitter is polyphenol. Three sorts in one, yeah. Now taste total difference, not so bitter.
Oi.
Yes, cheese 24 months. Chili
Nice.
and olive oil, lemon.
Lemon.
Actually, lemon olive oil.
This oil, everything sweet food.
Ah.
Natural food.
This is ice cream menu.
Ice cream vanilla and olive oil orange.
Oh wow.
If you want to smell.
Yeah.
Ah.
I want to smell it first.
Oil orange the best.
Really? Okay. After enjoying the beaches, the olive oil, and the wine of the Hvar Island, we're making our way back to Croatian mainland to continue our trip to Montenegro. We took our ferry through Dubrovnik, through Sučuraj, because it's a faster way to get to Montenegro.
Look here, our car is down there, so we made it to the last spot, although we came pretty early. It is so tight that I couldn't get out. I hope we didn't damage a car. I mean, because I had like this much
Didn't damage
space.
anything, it's fine.
The remains are here and here. So, it was tight.
So, now we've reached the border with Montenegro. Since Montenegro does not belong to European Union and is not a part of the Schengen zone, we had to stop for a border check. The border check went pretty quick and we continued our way to Sveti Stefan.
This is a car fare. It was very easy actually, 5 euros, and
Okay.
we used euro as a currency, so I just paid with my normal card. Finally, we reached our apartments in Sveti Stefan. Egon found a friend, a black cat. He's hunting her, and the best is that we have this view of
Sunset view and Sveti Stefan.
stewed shrimps in wine sauce.
The traditional Montenegro njeguški steak, which is a pork schnitzel stuffed with njeguški prosciutto, cheese, and the mushroom sauce on top. So let me give it a try. Huh? I think I'll want another one. Well, after having this amazing dinner in the restaurant, my wife decided to get a big ass watermelon and
9 kilos.
I have to carry it up the hill to our accommodation.
So we got a new joiner in our trip. We have cats.
A black cat.
Yes. and
And a white dog.
this is no. That was not planned. Okay. Can you? our poor dog. Egon doesn't understand.
Feels betrayed.
I am going to swim now.
I will join you. Sveti Stefan is a small island-like village connected to the mainland Montenegro through a narrow passage. Nowadays, it's the luxurious Aman Resort Hotel, which is open for the high-paying guests.
We are in Cetinje.
Cetinje.
Cetinje, the old capital, royal capital of Montenegro, and which was taken over in 1946 by the new capital, Podgorica.
After Cetinje, we went to Lovćen National Park, which is located between Kotor, Cetinje and Budva. It has breathtaking mountain views and also Njegoš Mausoleum. Wow, you really do have to climb 450 steps just to get to the mausoleum. Wow. Petar II Petrović Njegoš is the greatest poet of Montenegro nation. After his death, he wanted to be buried in the same chapel that he created on top of the Mount Lovćen. However, it did not happen immediately after his death due to certain historical events. First, the attack by Albanian Pasha of Shkodër was feared, and therefore he was first buried in Cetinje. And only in 1855 his body was moved to the chapel on Mount Lovćen again. Then came World War I, and Austro-Hungarian army captured Mount Lovćen. During that time, Montenegrins returned his body to Cetinje, and after Austrians lost World War I and Mount Lovćen returned back to the Montenegrins, the body of Njegoš was placed into reconstructed chapel again in 1925 and still was said to become a religious place. But then came the World War II and the chapel was damaged again. After World War II was over, the Yugoslavian communist authorities decided not to reconstruct the chapel because the religion was not allowed in communism, but leave it at his burial site and eventually make it a mausoleum. Hence, in the 1960s, the chapel was torn down and mausoleum emerged in 1974, which stands to this day. After we were finished with the mausoleum, I had to meet my friend from the university who runs a restaurant in Budva. He's from Montenegro, and on the way to him we decided to pass by the Lake Skadar. And luckily on our way to Lake Skadar we came across a family who is selling fresh fruits and vegetables on the roadside, and we couldn't help but stock up on some good stuff.
Ovako? Može li ovako?
Može.
Here we came to Ulcinj, the southern part of Montenegro, the city which is bordering Albania already, and it is famous for its beaches. It is like 18 kilometers length of beaches, and here we are gonna try some water sports. Egon, you want to go too?
Now we arrived to the Bay of Kotor, and here you can truly see what the nature of Montenegro is. This is a winding bay of the Adriatic Sea located in the southwest part of Montenegro, and it's been inhabited since the ancient times. It is an absolute sight to see and a must visit. There's quite a lot of things to do in the area. Visit the medieval town of Kotor, see the Roman mosaics of Risan, visit the pretty village of Perast and two tiny islets next to it, a natural one that's off limits to tourists and an artificial one, Our Lady of the Rocks. The oyster farms in the city of Herceg Novi. You can also take a boat tour to go to Adriatic Sea and just enjoy the peaceful time and nature there. Thank you very much.
Hello, are you on Airbnb?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Marco.
Hi, Katya.
So we came to Luka Oyster Farm and they are delivering oysters straight from the Bay of Kotor. And it is just completely fresh oysters. They just brought it 10 minutes ago, literally. So we're gonna try them with some Tabasco and pepper and lemon, of course. Looks good.
And now some mussels.
In Buzara sauce, red wine sauce, traditional to this area, Bay of Kotor.
Kotor is an old medieval town which is almost 2000 years old. You can definitely see the time reflects on its architecture. There's a lot of old buildings in the town. It's a time capsule. Once you enter the Kotor, it's like you're entering the medieval times. Nevertheless, it still has a pretty vibrant nightlife and is a popular tourist destination.
A crazy road to this monastery. It's narrow, full of falling rocks, incoming buses.
The Oyster Monastery is one of the most revered religious sites in all of the former Yugoslav states. The monastery was carved out of the vertical mountainside of Ostroška Greda during the 17th century, when Montenegrins were fighting for survival against the mighty Ottoman Empire. It represents the meeting place of all confessions, the Orthodox, the Catholics, the Muslims. The roads leading to the monastery are actually quite winding, narrow and treacherous, and you have to be careful if you're going up the monastery by car.
Kačamak is mountain comfort food in Montenegro. It is made by cooking cornmeal with potatoes and adding kajmak, a type of cream cheese, and serving it with soured milk. Kemal is gonna try it right now. Egon wants it too, right, Egon?
Okay, let's see how this mountain comfort food tastes. It reminds me very remotely of Lithuanian cepelinė. Montenegrin lamb in milk, it's a traditional dish found only in Montenegro. Basically consists of lamb which is slowly cooked with potatoes, carrots, fennel and rosemary, garlic, parsley and with seasoning. This dish traditionally made in a saj over coals, and it's cooked until the meat becomes very tender.
So tender. We are on a water boat to go to Dubrovnik. The land of the Game of Thrones, and Kamal already got his t-shirt.
Dubrovnik, originally called Ragusa, was a city found in 7th century and was primarily used as a refuge for people who lived along the coast of Adriatic Sea. During that time, to protect the residents from barbarians, the defensive walls around the city has been built. Unfortunately, there was an earthquake in 1667 that has destroyed a lot of ancient buildings, and the only ones surviving from the oldest period are the Sponza and the Rector's Palace. After that, the city has been reconstructed in the Baroque style that is known today.
Entering the walls of Dubrovnik, the ticket was 250 kuna, which is around 33 euros, so it's not cheap.
But you can take a dog with you.
Well, yeah. Okay, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the rest goes on this wall. Finally, we are done with the walk on the Dubrovnik city wall, and it took, I don't know,
Almost an hour.
more, but I think also we had a stop for a beer to refresh.
Cool down.
Egon is also a bit tired and hot.
So I
It was
guess-
very nice actually. I'm also happy we are staying in Saftat, which is like 20 minutes away from Dubrovnik, because then you can also have a cute little town where you can stay in the middle there, have a seaside nearby, because otherwise in Dubrovnik, of course, it's expensive, so you would not.
Stay in a nice place.
Yeah.
You take the boat to from Tafta to
Yeah.
Dubrovnik, and it's a much nicer boat where you get to see the coastline and everything. So.
As we arrived back from Dubrovnik to Cavtat, where we're based, we took a sunset tour on the little boat that we rented for ourselves.
this such actually calm experience, you know? And it's not high. I mean, it feels like it's high, but it's really not high. So, after an amazing parasailing adventure, we came to stop for a little swim, and I'm eating meat burek, basically a rolled pastry with minced meat. It's super nice.
We left the city of Cavtat and headed to Stone to see its walls because it's the longest fortress system in Europe. Stone and the smaller neighbor city, similarly called Mali Stone, the Little Stone, are completely connected and surrounded by a 5-kilometer defensive wall. These defensive walls are much larger than Dubrovnik city walls, and they also serve to protect the residents from foreign invaders. The walls were strong enough to withstand the enemy attacks, however were damaged during the 1996 earthquake. Luckily, the walls have been restored and are available for tourists to climb them. We didn't climb the walls this time, however next time for sure we will.
Now we are in Mali Stone, the place which is known for oysters. They are coming right from the sea here, and we are going to the local oyster bar to try. Come.
Do you own the oyster farm?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Then you do this for customer or for travel for.
Amazing oysters from Stone. Really fresh, straight from the bay, caught by local fishermen. I don't know if anything can be better than that. Some lemon and some salt. It wasn't enough for me actually, so I went for 3 more oysters. Maybe I'll go for more.
Jesus.
It was not enough actually. I got few more, all for myself. Will be 9 oysters.
And with this, our trip to Montenegro and Croatia comes to an end. Thank you very much for being with us, guys, and see you on the next trip.